How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the third episode of SQL Quest, and this episode we're going to be talking about select statements. Now, in the last episode, I showed you guys how to write a select statement, the query for it, and the syntax as to how to proceed with it. Now, this episode we're going to be talking all about select statements. Now, you need to understand that select statements are the cornerstone of SQL, right? And this is because each and every query you're going to write is going to start with select statements. There is no other way about going with it unless you want to update your tables or make changes to your tables. Most of the data analysis, data engineering, and all of these things begin with retrieving data from a database, and the language to retrieve data from a database is SQL. Well, at least to my knowledge, one of the languages is SQL. And the only way to retrieve information is to start your code by saying select. Right. Now, as I said, again, select statement is the cornerstone of SQL queries. Let me just paint a picture for you so that you understand why I say this, right? Say you go to a library and you have an agenda to have a couple of books from each section. A book from this section, a book from that section, and you walk into a library. Now, if you go about it, think about it like you have no idea where to go. You don't have a map of the library. You're just going here and there to this section of the book. So when I say this section, you're making a guess as to which section you have to go. So you go to that section by making a guess. You try to search for the book, but you cannot get the book. So you go to another section, which is your second best guess, and you try to find the book, and you cannot find the book. You're going to do this multiple times until you find the book, right? But there's one solution to this to make the entire process of you getting a book from that library way quicker. And this is to go to a librarian. Now, if you go to a librarian, you're just going to tell him or her saying, look, I want this book, and the book has these attributes. Or if you know the name of the book, you just tell the librarian the name of the book. They're literally going to take 2 seconds and give you the book. So select statements are like librarians in a library. Now, to go about select statements is you go to a librarian, you give it the attributes of the book, and you tell the librarian where the book is. So this is where to get it from. And the librarian is going to give you the output as to where the book is, or what the book is about, all that jazz. Now you can add conditions to it, and this is where you mention what conditions you want to give the librarian. You can say, librarian, give me these books from this section where the books are not less than, let's say, 2015, okay? Or the author name is this, or author name is this, and books are published by this publisher. So this right here is your very core building block of select statements. Select from where. Now you can also tell the librarian additional things like group it according to these authors, or give me the books in this order. Now all of this is going to be your select statements. Once you understand this concept of select statements, you can do mad crazy things with it, right? If you understand this concept with select statements, you can use these select statements inside select statements to chain combinations of select statements. That's the best way I can put it, right? You can use select statements inside select statements, such as this. You can also use select statements in from statements, such as here. You can use select statements inside your where clauses to give a condition with a select statement, such as here. You can also use select statements in the having clause to say, well, I want these books and this information having this attributes. And you can put that having attributes with a select statement. So there you have it. this episode is a short and quick episode all about select statements. I hope you guys get the gist of it, because once you do, you can do mad things with it, and you can start chaining combinations of select statements. And once you get very comfortable with retrieving data with select statements, we move on to the next level. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode.